Welcome to Unshakable with Human Design, the show dedicated to helping entrepreneurs use human design to shift from hustle to flow without sacrificing results. Come here to become an unshakable human and build an unshakable business according to your human design. I'm your host, Nicole Laino. Hello and welcome to Unshakable with Human Design, everybody. I'm your host, Nicole Laino, and we're going to talk about generators today. I coach a lot of generators and manifesting generators, and you're going to hear me say generator through this entire episode. So please know that I mean generators and manifesting generators. Define sacrals of all kinds, just so I don't have to keep saying the word manifesting generator and generator. So I'm speaking about us as a group because I'm a manifesting generator as well. And I work with a lot of generators of all kinds. And I see this come up all the time. I see it we have the Unshakable Human program that's going on right now, which is just the human design portion of what I do. We have my Business by Design mentorship, which is my high touch program where I'm working really, really closely with everybody. I have generators everywhere. And then I'm doing readings with generators, and I have private clients that are a lot of generators. So I work in this world a lot, in the world of the sacral, in the world of understanding what it means to be a generator. And I live this day to day. So this is a topic that's near and dear to my heart. And one of the things that I've noticed is that there are 3 very basic steps to getting into alignment as a generator or a manifesting generator. They're the same steps. And these are often so simple that people overlook them. And like with so many things with design, we want to jump past them. So today I'm going to break down these steps for you. And I think that it's often thought of as generators, it should be easiest for us. Ra, the founder of human design, he always talked about this, that I thought it'd be so easy to wake up generators because it's so easy for them. And for him as a non-sacral being, I think that there's a different perspective on this. And I agree. I think that once you get into alignment and you're really working with your design as a generator, then it is easier because we have this built-in mechanism that's driving us all the time. What's hard about that is that generators can be the most distracted group and the most out of alignment because they're very much in their mind. They aren't listening to the thing that's supposed to be driving them, which is their sacral. And then if you add the emotional authority piece on top of this, you get a lot of anxious energy that's often driving action. And that's causing misalignment. That's causing you to live a life of frustration. And I would say it's simple, but I'm not going to say that it's easy because deconditioning of any kind and in any area, we're teaching ourselves to live differently than probably we've ever been taught to live. And generators are dealing with a lot of conditioning, which number one conditioning for a generator is going to be you can't make money doing what you love. So all of this surface stuff of be satisfied, do the things that make you feel good, this whole message that seems so simple around generators, the reason it's hard to follow is that we have a deep, deep conditioning of people telling us or the world telling us or us experiencing you can't make money doing what you love. I was certainly someone who fell into this category. I remember entering college, and when I was deciding what to major in and what to study, I remember my grandfather, God rest his soul, the angel in my life, still to this day, looking at his picture right now on my desk. My grandfather was the only one who said, pursue the arts. That's what you're meant to do. I did not listen to him because I was so focused on the fact that I didn't like the way that my family was structured, that it seemed like my mother, who did not have a job for most of my life, she did eventually, but even at that, it was a part-time job that was just extra money. It wasn't anything she could live on, that she was trapped in that relationship, or at least that's how I saw it. We can't leave. We can't change. We have to be under these rules because he has the money. And I remember from a very young age being like, I'll never be that. I'll never be trapped like this. So that led me to making choices and thinking that I have to do something that will make money. And then I remember being told things when I wanted to be an actor. Well, you're not going to be that kind of actor. What makes you think you're so special? There's other conditioning there. What makes you think you're so special? Oh, yeah, every pretty girl thinks that she can be an actress. First of all, I didn't think I was pretty. I thought it was interesting. I thought I was very interested in human behavior. I thought I was good at it. But that conditioning of those things, you're not going to make money. Starving artist. I had no desire to be that. And that caused me to not go all in on acting until I was much older. And it caused me to have this belief and decide to study in school business because it seemed to make sense. And I remember having these conversations with people. I remember being like, I'm going to get a business degree because there's something to fall back on, rather than studying what I loved, rather than going all in on where my heart was leading me, where my guts were leading me, all I wanted to do. Rather than doing that, I made, quote unquote, the smart choice, which turned out to be the dumb choice because I hated it and I couldn't complete it. And I went and it was torture. Oh God, did I hate it. And I like the idea of business, but going to school for business, college for business, I found that to be soul sucking, dry AF, and I did not enjoy it. So I was frustrated. I'm speaking from experience. I lived a life of deep frustration for a very long time. So I'm not saying that it's easy, but I am saying that it is simpler than we're probably making it. And the inspiration for this episode came because in our Telegram chat that we have for my Business by Design mentorship, this is where people can ask questions. What are they going through? What are you experiencing? So I can guide you in your embodiment moment by moment. I can keep you there and keep you moving in the right direction so that we wake you up faster. And we're going to talk about what that really means. And this was a question that I fielded in that group from a manifesting generator. And so I broke it down into these 3 steps that I wanted her to start following and start noticing. And I'm going to break those down for you here. I'm also going to tell you what the number one thing is that you need to stop saying in order to change and grow and be in alignment with your design. So first and foremost, generators are most likely going to say that they are doing what I'm saying. Most people will say, I'm already doing that. And I'm going to tell you that 99% of the time, they are not. They might be doing it sometimes when they're really thinking about it, but they haven't tuned their awareness to this one thing. And everybody's always wondering, where do I go next? What do I learn next? And I'm like, did you learn this though? This is the foundational element. If you're a generator or a manifesting generator, I don't care what else you know. I don't. If you're not doing this, then you're going to end up in the same boat. So let's break down these 3 steps for generators to be successful in life, to be successful in your work. Because when you're doing these things, you will be lit up naturally. This is the magnetism part that we're talking about. I'm excited right now. I am enjoying myself right now. So I'm going to guess that people are going to like this episode. You're going to like the information, but also I am sending out a signal of this is who I am, right? This is what lights me up. I become what excites me. That is part of who I am. I'm a generator. I am here to do stuff. I am what I do. So how do we get more in alignment with that than where we are? Now, the first step in becoming a more aligned generator or manifesting generator, having this successful life that we're talking about, the first step is notice frustration. Now, a lot of people will say, I already know that. And this is that number one thing I need you to stop saying. I already know it. Nobody cares what you know. That's the mind. The mind knows things. That's what you're talking about. You're saying, I already get that. I already heard that. So you want the next thing. That is a big mistake, and it will hold you back every time because you're shutting off something that you should be tuning your awareness to. So notice frustration. Frustration is the not self theme for generators and manifesting generators. I'm going to throw in that frustration also equals stuck. If you're saying things like, I feel stuck, I feel stalled, that frustration That's what I'm talking about. And if you're a manifesting generator, this might push into full-fledged anger at times, getting pissed off. People are in my way. I can't do what I want. That's manifesting generator anger, frustration leading to anger. Usually we stay in frustration for a long time and then anger comes out of us. So the biggest mistake people have with this is that they're looking at this frustration from this universal perspective. I'm frustrated in life. I already know I'm not supposed to be frustrated, but I can't help it. My life is just frustrating. And first of all, if you're frustrated in life, then you are pretty far out of alignment. If universally you feel frustrated, or you feel like you're constantly battling a state of frustration, then you're pretty far out of alignment. And that's not meaning to make you feel like things are hopeless, because they are absolutely not. But you're really not paying attention to what you need to pay attention to. You can turn this around very quickly if you stop saying things like, I already know that, tell me something else. So if you're finding that you are frustrated more than you're satisfied, then notice the fact that you are asleep. You have to wake up first. And we wake up by observing the behavior while it's happening, not studying and saying, I understand that I'm supposed to be satisfied and frustration is a sign that I am in misalignment or in my not self. It's not that. I don't need you to recite a definition for me. I need you in the moment of frustration to go, ooh, I'm frustrated. Here I am. I'm noticing it. I'm observing it. Now we've started the change process. Step 1 in the change process is notice when something needs to be changed. Notice it. If you think about it like computers, so I have a software company. I've had it for years. And people will often tell me things like something is happening. This is broken. And I have to recreate that error in order to be able to trace it back and start to debug the right thing. So you have to notice what the error is. You have to find it. You have to see it. What's causing you frustration? You end up frustrated when? And if I'm frustrated whenever I'm at my job, then I understand that sometimes we cannot turn on a dime and change the biggest thing. So that's step 2. It's not so much about taking a sledgehammer to your world and saying, I'm going to change everything right now so that I can be in satisfaction. Now, if you can do that, sometimes we need to make big moves. I stayed in frustration for a long time at my corporate job, but I'm a one-line. I need a foundation. Foundations make me feel good. I don't like feeling like the ground has been ripped out from under me. I needed a plan. I also was working through some emotional things at the time. So I had to give my mind something to hold on to, give my energy something to hold on to say, I'm not gonna stay here. What's the exit plan? And you may not have a full one, but you do have to pin your energy to something, to some sort of hope. Because if it is frustration plus hopelessness, you're probably going to feel pretty bad. And it's going to be hard to do step 3, which I'll get to in just a second. But the key with step 2 is to spend less time in frustration. Spend less time there. You don't have to spend all of your time in bliss. It's wonderful if you can. If you can do that, do it. But a lot of us, that's a tall order. We work up to that. Can you just focus on spending less time in frustration? And sometimes what that entails is we're carrying the frustration with being frustrated into the times when we're not actually doing something that's frustrating. So if you're frustrated at your job and then you go home and you're thinking about how frustrating it is to be at that job, and maybe you're trying to take action now to fix that thing. So you want to leave the job. So you're taking action other places. but that action is not aligned with something that feels good to you, you're not doing things that feel good. You're doing something to fix something. That is the mind. So you've got to take the power away from the mind. Spending less time in frustration is not fixing problems. That's not the same thing. Spending less time in frustration means that you're actually doing something more that feels good. So can you notice frustration in the moment? And then the third piece is choose better. Choose satisfaction. And do that according to your design, not questions in your mind that you're saying, what can I do to feel better right now? You can ask that question. Just don't let your mind lead you to the thing that you do. You need to start paying attention to what is your energy guiding you to and guiding you away from. It's using frustration to guide you away from things. So just like if we were in a cruise ship and we realized we were off course, there may be a period of turning that ship. It's not going to be a big jerk of the wheel and now suddenly we're facing 180 degrees the other way. That's not how it would work. It would be a gradual process. And it's not that it has to be gradual. It might be. And can you allow that to happen if that's what is necessary for you to get to more satisfaction? Can you look at how much time are you spending frustrated and how much time are you spending satisfied? And satisfied can be doing anything. And this is why when we have lists of things or we're trying to engineer satisfaction or engineer our alignment, it doesn't work because we're not being guided then. That's the mind again. This is the biggest thing with people is you try to think your way into feeling. And that's not how this works. You have to feel where your energy wants to go. I could say that I cleaned my closet and gutted my closet, and I felt super satisfied at the end of that. It wasn't because I cleaned my closet. It was because my energy wanted to clean the closet at the time that I cleaned it. I had the energy reserved to do it. My sacral was nice and rested. It looked at the closet. It said, we're taking this on. I cleaned the closet. I felt magnificent after. Even something that feels like a tedious task for generators, we are here to do things. Remember, we are here to put our energy to use. Sometimes it will be rest. Sometimes if you're really frustrated and you're tired and you're burnt out and you don't feel like you're getting yeses to anything, you might have to look at the couch and notice that your energy wants to go there. Your energy wants to crawl into bed with a dog and go to sleep for a while and take a nap. That might be what is nurturing to you and satisfying in the moment. And allow you to actually have energy when you wake up. So you start getting yeses. Again, we can't engineer this with our mind. Because if you engineer it with your mind, you end up with usually more frustration. Gabby Bernstein says, prioritize feeling good. Well, Gabby Bernstein is a generator. There's a reason that this is one of the tenets of what has made her successful in her life. She prioritizes feeling good. Can you prioritize feeling good and doing things that feel good? Moment to moment. Generators are in the moment people. We are present right now with where our energy wants to go, and we follow it. And we do what feels good. And when we don't feel good, we go, ooh, I'm not meant to feel like this. I'm supposed to feel good. And we follow our energy to what it wants to do as much as we can. Biggest mistake that generators make is they think that they need to have a big bang approach and that it's these big life changes that are going to make them feel different. It's not. It's the little moments. It's the 10 minutes of dancing because that's just what would feel really good in your body right now. It's stepping outside into the fresh air and sitting for a moment and feeling the sun on your skin. It's petting the dog when she looks so precious and cute, sitting in her dog bed. It's the little things. Are you making time for them? Changes happen in those moments. The more time you spend in satisfaction, in feeling good, the more aligned you will be. Your energy will become stronger. Your magnetism will become stronger. We take it for granted. We think it has to be these big moves. And big moves are great. This is not me advocating for not making big moves. I'm just advocating for you to not think that only big moves can have big impact on your life, because that is not true. Small moves have big impact. Generators, every moment counts. Are you using your energy as much as you can toward things that feel good for you, that you are excited about? Better things will start happening to you, the things that you can't plan for. So we often want to say, I want to grow my business, so I have to do all of these things. The art of working with your design is noticing how you can get yourself in the mood to do things that maybe you didn't feel like doing before. And we do that by prioritizing feeling good. If you're a generator, I guarantee you've had this experience where you've gone on vacation and you said, I'm not going to work while I'm here. Then you're having such a good time on vacation and you're enjoying yourself that ideas start flowing. And suddenly you're like, I just want to write this one thing. And you do it real fast and you get it done and it feels so good. And it was so simple. Why? Because you were feeling good. Because you were enjoying yourself, babe. That's what happens. Good things happen when generators have fun. Period. That is what you need to live by. And if you do, you will find you have more success in your life. Your family life will be better. People will want to be around you more. You will be more excited to do things. But you have to actually trust this process. A lot of people hear that design can help them and they're looking to be saved by it. And they're saying, okay, I think this thing will fix me. It'll fix my broken life. It'll fix these issues that I have with my life because this person's talking about it over here and they say it saved their life. Human design saved my life in a lot of ways, but the way that it did that was me paying attention to the little things and starting to notice things and wake up to who I really am. And no longer give my energy away to obligation, no longer give my energy away to processes and ways that I think success has to come. But that is an internal shift that creates external results. The action I take comes from a different place. It comes from a grounded place. It comes from a place of wholeness. And I trust that even when things don't make sense, when my energy is just like, I want to clean the closet, I don't let my head come in and say, you should rest, or you should get this other thing done, or you're on this deadline. I don't do that anymore. I do what feels good. Or I don't say that doesn't sound very restful to clean the closet. I just trust that this is clearly where my energy wants to go. And over time, those signals, those messages from your energy, from your intuition, from your sacral, you get better at hearing them. They get clearer. But just like any relationship, it's going to start with you having to put some real close attention and intentional attention on this aspect of you. When am I frustrated? I have to see it in the moment if I'm going to correct the problem. What does satisfaction really feel like? Can I give myself some examples of when I did something that didn't make sense and I got something better than I thought I would get? I got a result that I didn't know I was even going after. I got an opportunity. I felt better, so I was able to do something differently. This is the evidence that we're accumulating over time, and that's where trust comes from. That's where you can trust your process more than you trust the outside world and more than you trust your mind. And that's when your life really starts to change. That's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you liked this episode. If you did, please share it on Instagram. Take a little screenshot right now. Take it, post it onto your Instagram stories. I'm at Nicole Laino Official. Tag me. Let me know what you loved about this episode. I would love to know. If you haven't subscribed to the show already, please do so you get more nuggets like this, episodes like this. You get notified of all of the episodes that we do. We do 2 of them a week. I appreciate you making it all the way to the end of this episode with me. I thank you for that. I appreciate you always. And remember, in order to have an unshakable business, you must first become an unshakable human. So thanks for letting us help you become unshakable with human design, everybody. We'll see you next time. If you love this episode and you're a fan of the show, please show us the love on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to the show and leave us a review. And if you'd like to connect with other entrepreneurs on their human design journey, join our free Facebook community, Human Design for Entrepreneurs. Go to NicoleLaino.me/podcast links to join the group, book a human design reading with me, or access our free human design resources. We'll see you there.